So here's an interesting question I found. Why do parents hit their child? Or children, I guess is the way it should be worded correctly. Um, but I mean, yeah, that's an interesting question. A lot of it depends on how they were raised by their parents, what the belief structure was growing up. There's that phrase that goes around about spoil the rod, spoil the child, some ridiculous crap like that. Um, when it comes down to it, raising children, there has to be structure, there has to be boundaries, there has to be a reward system in place when they do good, and a punishment of sorts when they do bad. Um, Hitting's not the way. No, it's not. Um, no matter which way you look at it. And there's going to be a lot of different beliefs on this. There's going to be a lot of parents that have it set in their head that even though they spank their child, they're not beating their child. And well, a swat on the butt might not be all that much. It can have an effect. It can do damage. Um, I mean, not as much as really laying into them as some parents do. And boy, I've seen quite the few I wanted to knock on their tail for doing it. But yeah, no, it comes down to that. When a child misbehaves, there has to be a punishment involved. And while I don't believe that that's the way personally, that's not the way I handle, how I parent. I'm not gonna say I was always the best parent, but I've learned and evolved and grown over the years. And so now it comes down to timeouts, not budging, and keeping a very stern demeanor, so that way she knows that I'm not happy with what she's doing, and that she needs to correct her behavior, and that she's not going to get nice things until she doesn't, and then after the crying is done and she's more emotions have come down and we're able to talk, then we sit down and we discuss what she's done and why that's not okay, and how to do things the right way next time. So yeah, I approach parenting in more of a very logical manner, yet still laying down that distinction that I am the adult, I am the parent, you are the kid. I know more. I have more life experience. And so I have that ability to teach you these lessons. And so that trust is there, and, but I've at least set up enough of the groundwork that she knows when daddy's upset. And so, there's that boundary, that point she can push it to, and then if she pushes it past it, she starts to see that look in my eye, then she knows, whoops, yeah, I pushed it a little too far. But as far as hitting goes, it's just no. I mean, eventually you have to move away from it. You have to find better ways. Because if you're leading your child through fear, they're never really going to respect you. They're just going to find ways around it, ways to do it while not allowing you to find out. You're going to create an environment where they don't trust you, and so they try to hide things from you. Not because you've taught them anything, not because you've taught them why they shouldn't do something. Because I mean, if there's no conversation there, if there's no communication, then you're still failing. You got to find a better way. You got to use communication far more than threats and intimidation. It doesn't work like everybody would like to think it does. And eventually, they end up hating you. And I know a lot of the psychology says that you're supposed to be their parent, not their friend. First and foremost, yeah, they're right. My first job as a parent is to be the parent, not be the friend. I mean, my daughter's always going to be my little buddy, and I'm always going to be there for her. But I've also got to be the role model, the guide that shows her how to do things correctly, because she's looking to me for that. I can't always be the fun guy, but I'm not going to be the guy she's afraid of. I'm going to be the one she can depend on to tell her the truth, to give her the facts, and show her the right way to do things. So why do parents hit their kids? It's different for everybody. But a lot of it has to do with upbringing, how they were brought up, and a lot of times because they don't know a better way. So maybe that's something that if you're a parent watching this, well, then you need to do more research. You need to look inside yourself and then realize what's triggering you to be violent. If you're worried that if it has gone beyond the point of just a little swat on the butt, yeah, then you definitely need to be looking deep within yourself to realize what the trigger is, what's getting you to that point. If you're a child watching this that wants to know about your parent, well, then that's the reason. They don't know any other way, but they need to learn. It takes a lot of communication. So, if it's not so bad as just a SWAT, talk to them about it. If it's gotten to the point where it's much worse than that, and marks are being left, and you're afraid, talk to somebody else about it. Don't just hide from it. Don't just wait for it to get better, because a lot of times if it's bad enough, it's not going to just miraculously get better. There has to be an intervention of sorts, and you have to learn a new way of doing things. So I guess that was a pretty jumbled way of saying that hitting your kids is not okay. Even if it's just a tap, because eventually it's gonna add up over time, and they're gonna start to resent you for it. So good luck, guys. Talk to you soon.